Ireland is a land that has it all. Incredible scenery with miles of open spaces that are crisscrossed with ancient tracks and remote wild trails. It's a walker's paradise. It's a land of history, folklore and legends that date back thousands of years, the remains of which are still here in the landscape to be seen and experienced by all. From early monastic settlements to remote scholarly islands, from ancient stone circles to pre-Christian communities. It's a land of writers, musicians and poets, from the wild Atlantic Way to wild landscapes, from the coastal villages and towns that resonate with music and song to the quiet, peaceful trails in the mountain and lakeside areas. Ireland has it all.
As a former Camogie All-Star, I spent many a time outdoors, training on the local pitches and travelling the country for my sport. Since retiring, I've become a mother as well as working as an analyst and commentator. So with the little time I do have, I like to get out, stay active and enjoy the countryside around me. My name is Ursula Jacob and this is my Tracks and Trails. My first walk from Tralee to Feenit was relatively flat but with breathtaking views. My second walk, however, is full of variety. Walking the Butter route, a part of the Kerry Way, and then down along the coastline to Derrynane House. This walk will have it all as I encounter mountains, sea, history and politics. The walk starts with a short but steep uphill climb, and when you get to the top of the hill, it will all have been worth it. Kerry is steeped in legend and lore, and this Neolithic wedge tomb is known as Fionn's Table. Wow, look at this! I wasn't expecting to find this on my travels. Mythology has it that this and another wedge tomb nearby, Diarmaid's Bed, were created when Fionn McCool pursued his betrothed Grania, who had run away with his warrior Diarmaid. To tell me more about the Kerry Way, I'm meeting Eileen O'Sullivan, race director of the Kerry Ultra and volunteer with Kerry Mountain Rescue. Hey Eileen, how are you?
I'm fine, Ursula, and you?
Good.
Welcome to Kerry.
What a view!
Yes.
I'm blown away by it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I think blown away definitely in with the wind as well as with the view.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about the area and what we're looking out at?
Well, we have the Atlantic and the Skelligs, some quite with a lot of mythology attached to them. You see the islands in the distance.
Yeah.
The larger one is said to have a passage through it,
Okay.
which leads you into the underworld.
My God. Obviously so much in one area, and it's obviously steeped in a huge amount of history as well. You know, Daniel O'Connell, the man known as the Liberator.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, actually, where we're standing is quite historical because when he won the Clare election, he came home this way. And as he came over the brow just here, all his supporters were here to welcome him, which must have been some sight in those days. And just as an aside, in those days they didn't have electioneering posters. They had poems which extol the virtues of their candidate.
Yeah.
And one of those poems has recently been discovered. And this is talking about a bridge and a path behind his house, which was lost, and it's now been found again just recently.
It's fascinating that so many years later it was discovered.
Yeah, it is great. So do you want to continue down a bit more?
Perfect.
Because there's more here.
So this section we're on is all the Kerry Way, isn't it?
It is. This is all Kerry Way, and it goes entirely round the whole peninsula. It's split up into various sections. So you can do as much or as little as you want.
Yeah.
You can do it for 11 days, do the whole route, or you can run it in 40 hours and everything in between. Some of it become quite strenuous, and then some is very family friendly.
obviously the weather here in Ireland is always so changeable, and today we've come through wind and rain and everything in between. Would there be many times that people would get in trouble on this kind of walkway, or?
Yes, not just on the Kerry Way, on all of the mountains. Kerry Mountain Rescue are a very busy rescue team who do an amazing job. It's a group of volunteers who are on call 24/7, 365 days a year. It can be quite busy, but it can be a very rewarding job because...
And so brilliant to see that there is so many volunteers out there, because obviously you want people visiting and walking the Kerry Way, but you also want everyone safe.
Absolutely, yes. And I say the commitment of the volunteers, you have to have... There's so much involved in being a mountain rescuer. It's not just being good on the hills.
And everyone working together, obviously.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so. We're getting very close to departing ways, Ursula.
Yeah.
Yes, I think. Great to see you.
Well, it was lovely meeting you, and thank you so much for all your knowledge and expertise.
It was a pleasure, and we'll see you again soon.
Yes, no bother. Thank you. See you, Eileen.
Bye.
Leaving Eileen, I make my way down a steep descent across varied terrain that ultimately offers a choice of routes. I will be taking the Derrynane Mass Loop, which brings me down to the small harbour of Bailtra. I think one of the best things about this trails is the change in landscape. You know, I've come from the mountains, I'm now down here along the coast, and it's just so calm, beautiful and serene. My next destination is Derrynane House, and to get there I will follow a coastline that is full of surprises, as well as stunning views out across the Atlantic. Wow, this is so cool. Coming from the darkness there in the pathway and into the light now. I've taken a quick detour off the track, and look where I am. It's absolutely amazing. Derrynane Beach, taking in that fresh sea air and absolutely beautiful views. Walking back inland, I head to Derrynane House and Gardens, where head foreman James O'Shea is going to show me a number of exotic species of flora. Hey James.
Hello Ursula.
How are you? So lovely to meet you.
And the same. Welcome to Derrynane, Ursula.
Thanks a million. I'm really looking forward to having a look around the garden.
Well, let's go.
James, after coming through the tunnel, I can't believe how vast and big and open it is here. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's quite a size, and of course it has changed a lot since O'Connell's time.
And I suppose, what has been some of the biggest changes for you over the years?
Well, when we were here first, it was fairly overgrown enough. But what's interesting here is because we're comparatively a frost-free, we can grow a tender species from all over the world, really. From Australia, New Zealand, South America.
Can you show me some of the more unusual species?
Well, I can, of course, as we're going up through the garden here.
Brilliant. Come on.
Let's go.
We go.
So now we're approaching one of our tender trees here. It's a tropical species. It's a camphor tree from tropical Asia. I'm going to give you a leaf here to smell, Ursula, and see if you can tell me what this tropical tree is.
Got it. The pressure's on.
Pressure's on, but
straight away I can smell Vicks from it.
You're dead on. Vicks has the ingredient camphor and camphor tree.
That's amazing. I learn something new every day.
Very good, Ursula. Now we're going on to the South American plant collection, which is on up here.
Brilliant.
Just here. But what we have, it was done in conjunction with the Royal Botanical Gardens in Edinburgh. They go out and collect seed of endangered species, mainly conifers, which are due, so some of them are almost extinct. And the idea is that we have them here, we grow them on, and if if they become extinct, there'll be a pure strain of the trees that can be reintroduced again.
So it's extra special having them here.
That's the idea behind it. And now I have a final piece to show you, a tree fern garden. So it's on through here.
Let's go.
We are now entering where we have the tree fern garden. So this is where we planted all tree ferns and a few palms there.
Oh, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
James, thanks so much for having me here today. I've loved every minute of it.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you for having us as well.
The gardens aren't the only surprise hidden here. Local poet Paddy Bushe is taking me on the final part of my journey to explain more about the origins of the Meadow Walk.
Hi,
so lovely
Ursula,
to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let me take you to the Meadow Walk.
Brilliant.
I was reading the poetry of Ellen O'Connell, daughter of Daniel O'Connell. So Ellen, in her poem Derrynane in 1832, wrote about the Meadow Walk that her father had made. So in the poem, Ellen talks about crisscrossing a river, and the map showed a footstick in this area, and that when we came to this area, we looked for signs of the footstick. And if you look over there, under the ivy, you'll see a piece of walling. There's another piece on this side
in front of us
equally
here.
there. So that was the footstick, a simple bridge, and the walk continued over that way.
Okay.
You know, when you think about it, that walk is almost 200 years old.
Yeah.
So it's great to dig down through those centuries and through the land itself and find the walk. Ellen O'Connell wrote this poem actually as part of a propaganda effort for her father's election. 1832 was a very, very important year, the 1832 election that consolidated his power. Coming up to this lovely stile here, this simple but lovely stile is there since the original walk was made.
There must be a huge sense of satisfaction and pride in finding this forgotten walk.
I think all of us who were involved in uncovering it were delighted to do it just to uncover the old thing, but also that it has the great advantage of connecting up with the Kerry Way. We discovered a physical feature that was there 200 years ago by way of a poem which grew out of it. So it's a circle completed between landscape and poetry that I took great satisfaction from. So I think this is a good place. Maybe I'll say goodbye to you. If you continue on up that way, you'll come to the Waterfall at the end. Beautiful cascade, and it was a place Daniel O'Connell was very proud of and used to sometimes bring or sometimes send his visitors to see this.
Brilliant. Well, look, Paddy, I've really enjoyed our chat, and thank you so much, and I'll continue on my way. Thanks again, Paddy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. From here, it's a short walk up to discover the cascading waterfall that greeted so many of Daniel O'Connell's visitors. I've really enjoyed my walk, taking in the scenes of beautiful Kerry. I've met some fascinating people with some really interesting stories to tell. I've seen mountains, rivers, beaches, and to finish off here at the waterfall has truly been amazing. I'd recommend this route to anyone. I've about 40 minutes to go, so off I go. From the waterfall, it will take me about 3 kilometres to finish the loop and complete an incredible walking trip to Kerry.
If you enjoy the show, follow us on social and tell us your story. We'd love to hear about your tracks and trails, especially if it's influenced you in any way. Has it got you out walking? What were the benefits? Your feedback could inspire our next show.